Hi, good morning everyone. It's Shelly-Ann. I hope you guys are doing well. I got back home really early this morning, and what I did last night, you may have seen my post last night that I did a big sleep campaign. I did reach out to a few of you individually to tell you about the campaign, as well as to ask you to donate, sponsor, just give a donation towards the two charities we wish to raise funds for, and why we did this campaign. Um, what was a big sleep? Basically, last night, literally, the big sleep was put on by the women's ministry at Word of Life Church in Grove Park in Lewisham. And we all got together. I think there are approximately 14 of us, and we probably less actually. I can't remember the number, but yeah, we literally all got our sleeping bags, cardboards, covers, duvets, hats, and whatever else we needed for the night, and we camped outside our church in Grove Park in the night. We met late in the night, and then we basically wanted to challenge ourselves to experience what it is to sleep out in the rough, to sleep out in the outdoors through the night. So I've never done anything like that. I was quite about it initially, because I wasn't, I've never experienced that. So it was just a very tiny, small taste of what people go through on a regular basis. Obviously, we knew we were doing it, and there'd probably be slugs and foxes and other creatures, and the cold and the vulnerability of being outside. Um, but the difference is we had each other. There's many people who sleep out in the rough. They sleep on their own. I mean, some of them do come together, but there are many who are alone, who don't have a home to go to or a bed to go to. The other thing is why I call this a very small taste is because we knew we were, I'm back at home. I have my house. I have my bed. So just really honestly thankful for everything I have, every experience, every blessing I have. It just brought it closer to home. We're even discussing it together this morning. Yeah, so really good experience, and a big thank you, a special thank you to everyone who donated, everyone who responded to my request to donate to these charities. And for those of you who said you would give later on, that is absolutely fine as well. So thank you to you for your pledges to give as well. If anyone's hearing about this for the first time and still wants to give, there's still an opportunity. I will post a link at the bottom of this video, and you can give. I will also, if you prefer to give it directly to me, I will pass it on to the teams involved. So for those who gave and will give, I just wanted to give you an idea of the charities that you donated to. If you didn't have a chance to look at the information on the link that I sent some of you. As well, if you're considering giving, this will be useful information for you, so you can decide to give. I would ask that you give it, and no amount is too small. Seriously, no amount is too small. Right. So the first foundation we gave to was the My Father's House Foundation, and they're based in Sierra Leone. So they are charity registered in Sierra Leone, providing access to rehabilitation, education, training, business skills, and mentoring for young people that are aged 16 to 25 that are living in Sierra Leone. It is fundraising to send psychiatrists and psychologists to Sierra Leone to help with post-traumatic stress counseling following the Ebola epidemic, which we're all aware about. Sierra Leone does not have any doctors in this discipline, or very limited, I believe, in terms of where this charity wants to reach. So there's an urgent need to deal with the traumatic stress associated with having experienced a deadly virus outbreak and losing family members, coupled with the threat of losing one's life. So the foundation says that they're aware that if this area is ignored, it will result in some devastating outcomes in the near future. So they are asking for help to send doctors to help our young people cope with the trauma they have just experienced and to learn how to safely move on from it. So their website is www.mfhfsl.org if you want more information, or reach out to me and I'll give you more information. So that is for those who donated. Half of all the funds raised by all of us ladies in our church will go to that charity. So thank you for those who gave. Thank you for those who will give. The second cause that we are giving to, or you have given to, is the goal and aim serving the Lucian Borough, helping people out of debt poverty. Sorry, the second charity, forget that. The second charity you gave to was the CAP Debt Center in Grove Park. Their goal and aim is to serve the Lucian Borough and helping people get out of debt and poverty. So they've mentioned that every 20 minutes and 15 seconds, a property is repossessed. So people are losing their homes. Today, there are people in our communities whose lives are being devastated as a result of debt. They may be struggling to feed their families, suicidal, depressed, and alone. People in our communities who are skipping meals so that their kids can eat and are on the verge of being evicted from their homes. So CAP's service is changing thousands of lives like this every year. CAP means Christians Against Poverty. It's a national organization specializing in debt counseling for people in financial difficulty, including those in need of bankruptcy or insolvency. It also provides job clubs for those seeking employment and release groups for people looking to overcome addictions and dependencies. So in December 2011, CAP were granted their own group license by the Office of Fair Trading alongside other leading debt counseling bodies such as we may know of CAB, we may also know of Advice UK. So this organization, it's a charity. It works with the network of CAP debt centers all around the country, all around the UK, that exist in partnership with local Christian churches. So individuals seeking the assistance of the charity give authority to the charity to negotiate with their creditors, and the charity will then organize that individual's finances with the objective of making them debt-free within 5 years, which is excellent. The caseworker working on that client's behalf will create a sustainable personal budget for clients, prioritizing basic living needs and offering creditors fair, affordable, pro rata payments as far as this is possible. So this service is offered at no cost to that individual, to that client. So our church, Word of Life, plans to open a new CAP Debt Center based in Grove Park to serve Lucian Borough community, and basically we need your help to achieve this. We're opening a new CAP Debt Center that incurs a significant amount of cost and a minimum monthly donation of £600 per towards the cost of the CAP Center, as well as the cost of hiring a CAP Debt Center manager. So basically, last night we decided to go homeless, to sleep in the rough for one night, and we called it our Big Sleep campaign. To help raise funds for this initiative that will bring hope and dignity back to the lives of many in the borough of Lewisham. So if you haven't, join us in donating generously so that we can help the people in the areas mentioned. So I mentioned the Father's House Foundation in Sierra Leone. Basically, a lot of us think of the Ebola crisis and think, oh, that's over, that's sorted. There are people to this day that are still suffering from the effects of that, from losing loved ones, from, I've heard of a few cases that have crept up even a few months back. So, the threat of it is still there, and the effects of it are still felt, especially by families and children and anyone who's lost a loved one. So half of all the money that's given will go to that cause, and then half of that will also go to this debt center in Catford, which is an ongoing center that will help people get out of debt, help people get within 5 years. That's really great. So thank you to those who donated. I know I've said it many times. Just so you know, so we did sleep out. We were hampered by the rain. We got very wet. It wasn't even a drizzle, it was proper rain. So not all of us were able to stay out the night. We just didn't have I imagine that I think most people have, when they have to have a way to survive when it rains, or maybe they don't. So we did experience getting wet. Many of us got soaking wet and struggled to sleep wet through the night. We did have some shelter, so not all of us were able to stay out all night in the rain, because it did rain pretty much all night, and we had rain leaking onto the sleeping bags, etc. But yeah, we did it. We were definitely still out there. Many of us slept, and then we were not in the comfort of our home last night. All of us were out. Some of us had to retreat a bit into the building, but we slept on the floor, in our sleeping bags throughout the night, and we completed the challenge. So thanks again for your donations. A really, just meaningful event for me. Opened my eyes big time. And yeah, if you would like to give, please go ahead. If you have any questions whatsoever about this, please get in touch with me. And thank you for listening. All right, guys, the big sleep. All right, take care. Bye.